Hi everyone. Hi everyone who chose this Obsidian. Mm, so, as you know, if you did not catch the previous video, um, this is a reading about how you're complicating your life right now and some advice about that. So, welcome to your reading. Um if you chose this Obsidian, this is gonna be your reading. Now, for some reason getting a very heavy Capricorn energy from this right now, and maybe a lot of you watching this uh, have Capricorn charts, Sun, Moon, Rising in Capricorn, or maybe Capricorn in your fourth house. I don't know why I felt like I need to say that, but it seems like there's a lot of Capricorns watching this. Uh, so the way I'm gonna do this is I'm not just a tarot reader. I am a psychic and a medium, so I tend to normally channel messages from directly from spirit or from particular material objects like the stone, but honestly anything. Um, so first what I'm gonna do is channel some messages from this Obsidian for you about your question, well, about the question at hand, let's say. And then we are gonna move on to some tarot cards or oracle cards. Let's see what will happen, because the way I do these sessions is I'm not exactly I don't like have a very clear plan ahead. I just let myself be led by spirit and I just follow their guidance. So, how are you complicating your life right now, people who chose Obsidian? There's something here about time and binding time. I feel that in a way you are complicating your life by always feeling a lack of time. Yeah. There's a lot of like FOMO energy here. I feel, FOMO. Uh, what does that acronym stand for? Fear of missing out, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of fear of missing out, or FOMO energy here for our younger viewers. And I feel that there's a lot of anxiety about having a lot of things to do but never finding the time, or just getting overwhelmed by a lot of different options, different tasks, different sorts of just information coming in from the world, and it just somehow really drains you and makes you feel exhausted. But you still keep doing that. You still kind of like keep exposing yourself to those environments and those like extra information and those overwhelming people and overwhelming environments, uh, or just like social media or bad news on media, because in at some level you are scared of missing out on information. You are a very like practical, factual person, and you want to be like fully informed, and like you're just scared that if you put a stop to these things, even though they are overwhelming you, you will somehow miss out on critical information, and then everything will fall apart. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's not obvious yet where I'm going with this, like, I guess I should tell you that that's not true. Not everything will fall apart, and not all information is necessary for you. You don't need to bear the burden of the world, and you don't need to have all the information. But underlying all of this, like FOMO, all of this anxiety and feeling overwhelmed and trying to control and get all the information, is really, I feel it's like this old pattern of relating to time, which you have been given in your childhood, in your family of origin, wherever you grew up. But it also has like become such a core part of your identity that you really identify with this idea about time being the most valuable resource out there, time being money, time, like the idea of like time management and like good time, good time management being important, and just like, being on time being one of the more important values for you. I won't say most, but it's certainly like very much part of your identity. You like being sharp, you like being on time, you like being precise, and you expect the same from others. You also like very much, or you identify a lot with good routines, or like, I mean, let's not say good, because these things are relative. I mean, they're not always relative, but it's not the right word in this context. Like, let's say you identify with routines and structure in your life, and like there is a feeling deep inside you, or this has become a part of your identity, the idea that to be a good person, or to be a successful person, or to achieve anything in life, you must strictly adhere to a routine. It doesn't have to be like one particular routine, but whatever routine is specific to you, or like just the general idea that routine and self-discipline and structure is the kind of linchpin and kind of the hallmark of a successful person. And I don't know why I'm getting this so strongly, but it's really there, and that success comes also from this like being harsh to yourself by this like strict self-disciplining modes, and by being not always very nice to yourself, honestly. And yeah, you are beginning, you like these ideas are so core to how you view world, because what is routine about? Routine is about time and how you spend your time, right? How you manage your time. And um like even discipline here, like it's really about discipline around your behavior in particular times. So this relationship to time, this very very harsh, very like, let's control time so that it can serve me in the best way possible, it's become very defining to you and your identity, or at least to your personal idea of what you consider to be an important component of success in life. And yeah, and I'm getting that um even though this kind of, I feel like a lot of this behavior is really subconscious. I don't think you really realize how your relationship to time is really feeding your anxiety, with feeling overwhelmed and feeling all the FOMO, and not like wanting to have all the facts in the world and trying to control um, things around you by trying to have all the information as much as possible. And I don't think you realize how all this is related to your core relationship with time. And it kind of like is happening at a subconscious level. But what the Obsidian is definitely saying, that this is your block. This is your, this is like the primary way you are uh, complicating your life right now, by having this very harsh, harsh is really the word which comes, very harsh, very sort of disciplined, relationship to time. And I mean, when I say discipline, I really mean in the sense of like discipline and punish, yeah. So this relationship to time which you have internalized, is really proving a block actually to your success in life as well, even though you think that this is what will bring success in life. But it's actually the other way around. It is what is actually complicating your life right now and preventing you from moving forward. Okay, now let's look at your tarot cards. So I'm going to use this deck called the Illuminate Tarot by Caitlin Keegan. It's an interesting, fun deck. I quite like it, and it's got different. It's got major and minor arcana cards are kind of put combined in the same cards, so it's quite interesting like that, and it's quite vibrant. So let's see what messages do we get from Gaia Earth Spirit, who came here in the form of Obsidian, to guide you through this block, your injured relationship with time. Yes, you have a very injured relationship with time. Yeah, and that is exactly what is complicating your life right now, what is bringing you a lot of pain. So let's shuffle. Wow, we already got a card. All right, wow, what a confirmation. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Diamonds, Seven of Pentacles. Let's get some more cards. Wow, it's amazing that this was the first card which popped out. God, Spirit is really confirming. Oh, wow. 3 of Cups, 3 of Hearts, 3 of Cups. And let's get another card. I don't like to get a lot of cards for these readings, my readings in general, because I think a lot of information can actually be quite confusing instead of clarifying. So there's already quite a bit of information in a single card. So yeah. Wow, Spirit is really excited to give you cards. So wow. Seven of clubs, or 7 of wands. So I mean, this is a very, very clear-cut message from Spirit. So we talked about, Gaia talked about, Obsidian talked about how you have created, or maybe you have not created, but you have been given and you are carrying it, this injured relationship with time. But you don't need to, your injured relationship with time can be healed and can be transformed so that you don't always feel a need to control, and you don't always feel a need to be fed information, get everything, all the facts of the world out there, get glued to the news all the time, or media and social media, what are others up to, what's happening in the world, etc. And also just this whole FOMO which you experience, the fear of missing out, which is also tied to your injured relationship of time, because what is the fear of missing out? It is like, if I'm not here in this time, then it's gonna be bad, I have to be there at all times. Right? So that's the fear of missing out, and it also indicates an injured relationship to time. So what Spirit is doing here with these cards is what Earth Spirit Gaia is doing here with these cards. And thank you, Gaia, for your really very quick, clear-cut response. Is trying to tell you how to heal this relationship, this injured relationship with time, which you have inherited from your ancestors. So first of all, we have seven of Pentacles and the Sun card, which are both combined in this deck, and it's really telling me that you don't take enough time to rest, to just be still and do nothing. So that's like really the most primary way and the first step which you can take to heal your relationship with time. It's to rest, it's to stay still, it's to stop scrolling through social media on your phone. Stop that endless scrolling. I'm really getting that image of like endlessly scrolling, information. Stop it. It is a symptom, of course, of your injured relationship with time, because it is a symptom of FOMO, this endless scrolling. But it is also what gives you anxiety. It also injures, it does not help in healing, like even though it's a symptom, the more you do it unconsciously, even, the more you will get, the more you will get trapped in that loop, and the more you will injure your relationship with time. So it's like really a loop. So yeah, you need to take some time to sit still, really still, remove yourself from electronic media, remove yourself from people, um, remove yourself uh, from just like external happenings, external uh, noise, and focus on yourself. And there is also a call here for some sort of meditation practice, which will actually help you a lot to have this stillness. If you are not into meditation, or if you find like just the idea triggering, because I know I found it triggering for a long time because of a lot of associations with Hindutva and stuff like that. But like all the spiritual gurus who fake shit, right? So, but I mean, I don't know, fake shit or not, but whatever. Like it's just so. It can be so much part of violence and patriarchy, right? So I also had a long time block against meditation, and it took me many, many, many years to realize what it is really about, and that I shouldn't be throwing out the baby with the bathwater, right? So anyway, what I was trying to say is that if you also have a block against meditation, or if it feels stupid to you, or just not something you are willing to try, don't fret. Just meditation is nothing but just the act of clearing your mental chatter. Just how when you close your eyes, and there will first be all these like thoughts and words and conversations, your internal dialogue will pop up, and like it will start saying things, and sometimes it says really unkind things, which is why we go to the first place to start to external things, and that endless scrolling phase, the endless scrolling loop, because we don't want to listen to those unkind things which our mind is saying right now. But you kind of need to first listen to what it is saying actually, and then tell it that, hey, what you're saying is a lie. Your unkind words to me, they're not really true. You are just affected by uh, media and whatever the world has fed to you, but I am the real me, and I am telling you, my chattery mind, that what you think is true, and all these lies you're telling me about myself, they're not really true, because I know me, and I am not just my mind, right? You are not just your mind. So that's really what meditation is about, to kind of establish a conversation with this chattery mind, or what we also call the devil, right? And to soothe its fears, not to spurn it like, fuck off. I'm sorry, this is just how I talk. Like, not just to say like, go away, you idiot, not to give back uh, anger and revulsion back to a mind which is already scared and anxious, but to comfort it, to comfort this so-called devil, to comfort this so-called chattery mind, because it is also a part of us, and it is very much a part of you. It's just scared and anxious, and why wouldn't it be? It's such a crazy world these days. I mean, right? So you have to just be nice to it and listen to it like you would listen to a child, a small child, and soothe its fears and say, hey, mind, I know you're worried about these things, but these things are not really true, or not all of them are true. What the things, especially the unkind things you say about me, and tell me who I am, and tell me I'm not good enough, and tell me I'm not gonna be successful. These things are not true, because how would you know? You have no idea. Only spirit can know. Only the divine can know. Only you don't know the future. You are just scared, So to say those things to your mind and establish that dialogue is really what the meditation process is kind of about. And when you have done that enough number of times, you develop that practice every day over and over, then you will feel your mind quieten, so that when you close your eyes one day, suddenly you will not hear those critical thoughts and critical voices and the bad shit it is telling you about yourself, because you, my Obsidian people, are lovely, worthy people. You are kind, gentle souls. That's the truth. So the meditation practice is really a way to kind of realize that within yourself, by quietening all these scared and anxiety driven thoughts. Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to say negative thoughts, because, the negative things. I mean, I don't really know what negative is, right? Like, it so much depends on the context. Like, I can't just say a negative in a blanket way. So much depends on positionality, who you are, where you're looking for. But what it certainly is, it's driven by fear, right? Like, these thoughts about what will happen next, who are you are not good enough. These are just all driven by fear. So what meditation is really kind of an everyday skill. It's a practice skill to develop, to quieten these fears by talking to your inner self. So yeah, so once you develop this meditation practice, that is actually what is going to help you a lot to heal your relationship with time, and realize that you are never out of time. Time is actually never scarce. You always have time. Time is unlimited. You never run out of time. This idea of running out of time and time slots and time management, these are given to us by capitalism and the past oppressive powers that be, So you don't need to buy into that. But how will you actually get there in practical terms? By meditation. And also, I'm getting from this card, there is also here something about spending time in nature, to take like walks in a forest, in a thickly wooded park even. This will actually also help you ground yourself and help quieten that inner chatter, but also help you find here gratefulness, gratitude, and things you are actually grateful about. Because right now there's so much focus on everything which is going wrong, everything which is scarce, and everything which you are missing out on, that there's not enough focus on everything which is going right in your life. And there are many, many, many things which are going right in your life, and there are many, many things to be grateful for. And sometimes when we are in nature, with the forests and the trees, and we hear birds, and we realize, wow, this earth is so huge and big, and we are like just such a small part of it, and yet this earth is so amazing and generous to us. So how can we not be grateful? How can we ever feel scarce when there's so much of green and so many trees around us, and there are birds, and even in the darkest of times, there's still the earth. Like, the earth still lives and regenerates, and that's just such a beautiful, magical thing, right? Like, fuck money, right? Like, how can we ever not be abundant when we have the earth always constantly giving us things? So there is something here about finding those little ways which seem little only when we are living in this crazy capitalistic world, trying to I don't know, running after shit, chasing success and fame, etc. And I mean, come on, like we have all been victims of it. It's not just you or me. Everyone at some level is driven to be competitive, do better, etc. But I mean, so then nature can feel like, or looking at a tree growing can feel like, oh, it's a little thing, it doesn't really matter. But fuck, it's the most real thing out there. It's more real than money, right? It's more, because this is not just a tree. If the most basic thing in our life is food, in anyone's life is food, then this is the tree which is feeding you. It's not money which is feeding you, right? So yeah, I mean, what I want to say, that they say be grateful for the little things, but I think over time you realize that these little things are actually the most important things and the biggest things. It's just that our vision has been clouded by civilization, to see these things as unimportant and not important, when in fact they are the most important things. So yeah, meditation and gratefulness, this will really help lower your anxiety levels and heal your relationship with time. And then we have Three of Cups, which is about friendship. Spend some time with your friends. Obsidian people, you are isolating yourself so much. Like, and I mean, I don't even mean in like the COVID way. Oh, I don't get to see my friends. So I don't mean like just the COVID thing, but like you're not even texting your friends, or not even just like giving them a call, or catching them on video. And maybe it's because that you feel everyone's going through a hard time, everyone's depressed, and you will, or in the past maybe you have had this conversation like with your friends where you both bitch about the end of the world and the state of the world, which is not, I mean, a bad thing to do. But sometimes when we do it like repeatedly, what basically happens is that we tend to forget that there's also good things like this friendship. And then you're focusing too much on fear-based and anxieties, those kind of thoughts. So you need to, like, in your friendships, you need to kind of stop doing that. You need to focus more on things you're grateful for when you're talking to your friends, rather than the things which give you both anxiety, because that really doesn't help everyone. And once you focus on like the good things and the creative things and the nice things and the new things you're doing, and you talk to your friends about that, it will actually be a really beautiful friendship, because your friends are going to encourage you and you will feel seen, because then you are actually showing the true part of you, not just the fearful anxiety part of you, anxious, not just the fearful anxious part of you, but actually the joyful part of you. And that's the loving part of you, the one which sees how amazing and magical the earth is. So yeah, your friendship kind of needs to be rooted in that real authentic part of you. So yeah, and the more you do that, the more you'll also find yourself prioritizing and focusing on what's actually really important to you, because you will also then realize what's actually really important to you. And that will really, really also help you heal your relationship with time, help you get away from this FOMO feeling, which is complicating your life right now, basically. And yes. And the last card we have here is Seven of Wands in reverse. So, okay, yeah, before I get into the Seven of Wands reversed, I just want to say one thing. I have to say, I'm very struck by how fast I'm talking right now, and I normally don't talk this fast. And to me, because I'm a channel, I channel energies, right, when I'm speaking. So right now, like, I'm channeling your energy and the energy of the spirit. So something which is really coming to me like from these energies is that you need to um, slow down. And this, I don't mean this in an abstract way, like this actually means concretely, please talk slower, like make a conscious effort to talk slower whenever you talk. Make a conscious, even when you are like working or on your phone or social media, whatever. I mean, try to avoid doing the scrolling endlessly through social media, of course, but whenever you do it, uh, scroll slower. you know if if you are walking, walk slower. Whatever you do it like 5 times slower. Try doing it 5 times slower, then try doing 10 times slower. And why I'm saying this is because the slower you do these external things, the slower that conversation in your mind or your mental chatter will happen. Because part of the feeling of being overwhelmed right now for you, it's also coming from just uh, how fast your mind talks, like how fast your internal dialogue goes. And like there's so many thoughts coming at such a fast pace, like it's like a flood, a dump, right, in your head, that it becomes like really hard for you to process. And that's normal, and I've also been there. So I mean, there's no judgment here at all. And what you can do is that the slower you move around in the world, actually, the slower you make your physical actions, the slower you talk, the slower you speak, automatically your thinking and your thought processes will also slow down, and you will be able to hear and communicate with your mind and the devil, the internal child, whatever, right? You will be able to communicate with them better when you meditate, because they will be speaking slower. Right now everything is a rush, that it's harder, right, to make sense of what's happening. So you don't even have to like focus on like, oh, I have to be self-disciplined and I have to like control my mind. Forget all that. That's only gonna create a shame cycle, and it's actually not gonna lead you anywhere good. What instead you can focus on is, whenever you find yourself talking, make a conscious effort to talk slowly. Even though you feel that there is so much coming into your mind, so many thoughts, but you can become really conscious and try speaking out each word slowly. Enjoy the sound of the words as they come out of your mouth, right? Walk slowly, eat slowly, breathe slowly. It will really help calm you down, even outside of meditation. See? Move slowly through life. So this is not so much about self-discipline and disciplining your mind and punishing it when it strays out. No, you have to be nicer and gentle and just slow, yeah? Slow. Time is abundant. Time is not going anywhere. Time is here for you. Time loves you. Time wants to work with you. Time is not trying to outwit you. Time wants to be with you. Time is your friend. Time wants to help you achieve everything you want to achieve. So don't worry. There's no need to worry that you will run out of time. You will never run out of time. It is never too late, ever. This whole idea about the scarcity of time is a construct of patriarchy and capitalism. You don't have to give in to it. And you know this. I know you know this. I know you know this in theory. It's just that you find it hard to break how it has become internalized inside us. And I know this struggle too, personally, and I understand it. But you have to keep reminding yourself that this is not true. The idea that time is scarce is not true. You have all the time in the world. You have all the time in the world for everything you want to do. Time was never going anywhere. Time loves you. Time wants to be with you. Time doesn't want to run away from you. See? Isn't it amazing how just slowing down speech and movements can be so calming? Just like a little change, and it just changes the rhythm of our life almost. Wow, even I learned so much from these readings for you. Thank you. So with that, we move to the last card, which is 7 of clubs or 7 of wands reversed. So that's not reversed and that's reversed. So what this is telling me is that you have okay, this is not a traditional interpretation of this card, but I'm getting this, so I'll say it. I feel what the earth spirit Gaia is trying to tell me is that you have a very strong sense of right and wrong, of justice, and you believe in equal treatment and fair share. And right now, with the state of the world and unfairness and inequality everywhere, you want to make a difference, right? So you are fighting, and you are fighting ignorant opinions, and you are fighting a lot of different just forms of violence in speech and what people think and say, what you hear. And what happens in these processes is that first of all, I want to say, what Gaia wants to say is that she recognizes what you are trying to do, and she says that this is a just fight. Like, if you are working for, and I'm getting this, that if you are working for, uplifting the oppressed, if you are trying to make lives better for someone else, for poor, marginalized people, for instance, for people who have faced a lot of persecution, for instance, this is not the wrong thing to do. This is a just fight, and of course you should do something. But what Gaia is also saying is that while your intentions are very well placed, what happens when you constantly are trying to confront these people and face all these oppressive powers, so to say, and trying to always try to fight and get the right thing and justice, is that what happens in these situations is that basically you will, whether you like it or not, end up absorbing their energies and their like not so good energies, their energies of self-righteousness and control. And then in some ways, like when you absorb, because when you're constantly interacting with someone, you will naturally absorb their energies. And when you don't give yourself a break from these interactions and from these fights, from this activism, then you will end up feeling not just exhausted, but also less like yourself, because in essence you have absorbed energies of people you don't believe in, you don't agree with, or you have nothing in common with, who are being oppressive and who are kind of oppressing others, or contributing to a system which oppresses others. So when you absorb their energies by constantly fighting with them and you don't take a break, then you basically lose yourself and you let their energies take over you. And their energies are very toxic. See? So that is not helping you. That will make you feel even more anxious. That will make you feel more angry. That will make you feel more exhausted and frustrated. You know how they say, like, what happens sometimes is that the thing you fight, the oppression you fight, and then you kind of end up being like the oppressor themselves. So this is the kind of interaction which moves in this direction. So what Gaia is trying to tell you, what Obsidian is trying to tell you, and Obsidian is a strong protection stone actually, so it's really trying to tell you that you need to get out of this constant fighting mode. Not because your point is not just, or your fight is not just, or you're fighting for the right reasons, but to constantly do it without getting back to meditation, without getting back to nature, without getting back to yourself, your true real self, you will lose yourself in those negative energies and those other people's energies, those fearful, toxic energies. So you need to stop at some time. You need to stop fighting constantly with the world around you, which is why this is in reverse. Even though you are standing for the right thing, but you need to stop fighting. You need to go back to yourself, into meditation, into gratefulness, into nature. Not constantly be surrounded by these fearful energies, but come back to the loving core you are made of, right? And then at some point in the future, if you want to fight again, yes, you can go back and fight for the right thing, of course, but there's a need to always come back to your core. That's how you will make a significant contribution to this fight, to the way of justice. Basically, it won't come from it won't come from relentless fighting for the right. You will need to take a break. You need to take a break now. You need to go back to yourself, calm your inner fears, calm your excessive mental thinking, come back into your body through meditation, through being in nature, through gratefulness, affirmations. Spend time with friends who you know truly care about you, who really love you, and spend time making some happy memories with them. And then, if you feel like, go back to the fight, But take a break right now, guys. Protect your energies. Obsidian's main message always is protect your energy from all this fear-based energy which is coming from the outside. You are not that. You are not them, right? You never want to be them. But the more time you spend talking to them, the more time you spend thinking about them and about the shit they're doing to Earth, the more you'll get caught up in their energies. This, of course, does not mean, be like this oblivious, ignorant person who is not, who thinks everything is all right with the world. No, this is not what I am saying, and this is not what Earth is saying. Of course, you know what's going wrong with this world, and of course, you know what's right with this world, and you know what is the wrong way. You don't need any more information to tell you what's right or wrong. You already know that, right? This does not mean positive thinking and all that crap. I mean, I say it's crap, but whatever. Look, when I say positive affirmations and stuff, I mean it sincerely. I didn't mean to say crap. I mean, it doesn't mean that you just like turn a blind eye to all the injustice and pretend everything is going well. No. This is a call to preserve your energy, to be strategic, to not end up becoming like them by constantly interacting with them and constantly, fighting them and constantly absorb their energies without, you need to have a ritual to let go of the energies, and that ritual will come through a meditative state so that you can find your loving energy inside you and let go of their fear-based energy. This is the opposite of like pretending everything is fine, because not only you are not pretending everything is fine, but you're actually taking steps through, grounding in yourself through meditation, etc., to come back to the loving energy you come from, the good energies, the fine energies, right? Because they will suck you in their shit, yeah. They will suck you in your shit. You don't want to be there. You don't believe in the way they live. But if you don't keep coming back to yourself over and over, if you don't take a break, you will become them, sadly. This is just the way energy works. Even if you might say different things intellectually, but, in essence, you will become them. So you don't want that. I know you don't want that. So be very careful, protect your energies. So these are the ways in which you can actually heal your relationship with time and understand who you really are. And this healing which you will bring for yourself through meditation, being in nature, gratefulness, affirmations, through being with true friends and creating good memories with them, and by protecting your energies from others, not always fighting, even if it's for the right cause, learning to withdraw, learning to retreat. That's also very much a part of a good warrior's, or at least an effective warrior's toolkit. So you have to do that, because then You don't want just a battlefield of slain warriors, right? So strategy is required here. All right. So that was your reading. I don't know why, but I feel like I want to pick out a moon card for you. So this is from this deck called Moonology, and I feel like the reason I want to pick out a moon card for you is because the light of the moon is so nice and gentle, but you are so harsh with yourself on an everyday level. So you do need that gentle light to kind of come together and, get away from complicating your own life. You need the gentle light of the moon. So let's see what the moon has to say for you. And I'm just gonna read the read off the card. I think I'm not gonna say a lot because I feel like I've already said a lot to you guys. And see, there could not be a better confirmation than this. Everything I said. See, this is how you know spirit is real, that there's something greater than us out there. Come on. Take time to breathe out. This is exactly what I've been saying in this entire reading. Take time to breathe out. You know how the moon expands and retreats and there's a cycle to it? Fighting the right fight. You have to be like that too. Expand and retreat like the tides, like the moon. And there's another one. 2 messages from the moon. What do you need to release? Yes. What do you need to release? I think this is a question you should really ask yourself as you meditate, as you be in nature. What old ideas do you have you internalized and identified with so much now, which you were given by this society, by this world, by your family, whatever? You have internalized it so much that it has become part of your identity. You need to release that. And of course, one of those ideas is what exactly we talked about. So this is another confirmation from Gaia and the moon spirit and the earth spirit, because they always live together. You need to release your old notions about time. That much is clear. But you also need to keep asking yourself, what else do you need to release? Alright guys, that's all I have for your reading. So those are the moon cards, and last look, these are the tarot cards. Thank you for being with me. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it in some way useful. And I will see you in my next reading. And if you like this video, you can also check out part 1. It's in the description box below. And you can also check me out on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. And you can also check out my website. If you're looking to book a private reading, I'm more than happy to customize one for your needs. Alright, this was daayandiane. I just realized I forgot to say my name at the beginning. This was daayandiane, talking about how are you complicating your life right now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel. Witchcraft is Political. Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, share, all the jazz which goes with that. It will really help. And don't forget to click on the notification bell if you subscribe, because, YouTube algorithms. Alright guys, see you later. Please take care. Don't be hard on yourself. You are good people. You don't need to be hard on yourself to be successful. Bye.